Hi everyone, it's the Academy of God, and today I wanted to share concerning something that I'm very saddened about concerning the church because I've noticed that while in the world people are hungry spiritually, they hunger for more experiences. They seek after a lot of spiritual experiences because they know deep inside of them that the natural realm is not all that there is. And while we have people who are willing to travel across the sea to go to India or other parts of the world to meet their gurus or their spiritual masters, to learn from them and to train and apply their spiritual principles to get their encounters with whatever beings they are encountering. We have in the church people who are content with the bare minimum of God. So basically, we have Christians who never had any spiritual encounter with the Lord and they are content with it. Now, if you never had one, it's not bad, it's not a bad thing. What is bad is being content to be and to remain in that state, because the Lord isn't going to show up in your room if you are not hungry for Him. If you are just the everyday Christian of, I read my Bible and I say thank you to the Lord, I sing kumbaya to Him, and you think this is what it takes for you to encounter the Lord, now you're very delusional, because God, He desires to reveal Himself to you. But He will only get close to you to the level that you are willing to get close to Him. Because God answers to your faith, the extent of faith that you are willing to show to Him. To that extent, He will reveal Himself to you. So we have people in the world who are willing to go to extreme cases and situation to have spiritual experiences. They are willing to drug themselves. They go on fast. They go on their spiritual trip or journey, whatever that is. Meanwhile, we have Christians who do the bare minimum. And somehow we expect that, we think that we'll get some kind of worldwide revival that every that Christians keep talking about. We'll have a revival. God is going to pour out His Spirit. But here's the thing: is that God, every time God poured out His Spirit somewhere, it's because there were people who were actively seeking Him day and night for weeks, for months, years even, before whatever kind of spiritual revival happened there. It didn't just happen automatically, because these people, these Christians, needed to go in the Spirit to dethrone the authorities and principalities that were ruling in their territories, in order for the Lord to pour out His Spirit. So today we have Christians who don't want to do anything. Meanwhile, the agents of the devil are busy. Christians are sleeping while the agents of the devil are awake at night. They are awake throughout the night, from midnight to the morning. They are sending curses. They are traveling in the spirit. They are going everywhere, doing the works of the devil. And then we are shocked that the world is getting darker and darker and people are getting more and more wicked. That's because the devil is busy while the church is sleeping. While the church is busy going to trips together, singing kumbaya around the fire, they are busy chanting for hours and hours, throwing curses, praying for hours. And that's the difference between the children of the agents of the devil and the children of God. Because the agents of the devils are always seeking for more power. They are never satisfied. They always want more from the devil. They want more power, more encounters, more abilities, more experiences. But you go into church, people are content. They met God once, that's enough. Some people will talk to you about the day they encountered an angel 10 years ago. Now, why aren't we encountering angels every day? Why aren't we meeting God every day? Because there are people today, satanic priests, high-ranking witches, they meet spirits, entities every day. But in the church, it's always once in a while. We have an outpouring of the glory of God once in a while in the church. Why aren't we having that every day in the church? Because if we were to learn how to ascend in the spirit and then bring down the glory of God to manifest in our meeting every time we get together, we wouldn't need to preach to people, because the Spirit of God will be arresting people in the street and bringing them in the church. People will be going to your church, to your churches, saying that they had an encounter with Jesus last night. But we don't do that. So instead of people being arrested by the Spirit of God and going to the church, we have people being arrested by the devil, and then they wake up one day and then they say they're having an awakening. They want to seek how to get to the fifth dimension, the sixth dimension, or whatever dimension they believe in. Why? Because the children of the devil are busy, while the children of God are sleeping. The children of the devil are busy maturing and becoming more and more seasoned in the spirit, in the works of darkness, while children of God wants to remain children. We are supposed to become sons of God, sons and daughters of God. We are supposed to grow into the mature sons and daughters of God, and not remain children of God all our lifetime. Now, think about it. If you had a child, and then now your child is 14 years old, 15 years old, but but your child is still acting, your 14-year-old is still acting like a 2-year-old. You wouldn't see that as something normal, but this is what is happening in the church. People who say, oh, I've been a Christian for 5 years, for 10 years, 50 years, however many years you want. And their spiritual life still hasn't changed. They are still not seasoned in the spirit. You talk about praying for a couple of hours and it's like you're asking the end. Now that's the state the church is in. Meanwhile, we have people who go to India. Next thing you know, they are meditating for 7 hours, 8 hours. They are chanting for hours upon hours because they are hungry. They are spiritually hungry. Yes, their hunger is put in something that is wrong, dark, bad, yes, but it's still spiritual hunger. Meanwhile, in the church, we don't care. We say, oh, I've sought God for a week and nothing happened, and we stop there. Meanwhile, there are Buddhist monks meditating for years because they are hungry, but in the church, we don't care. And unless we start to hunger for God, for more of Him, we will remain in the same state we are in and forget about that spiritual revival that you are looking for around the world. Because that won't happen unless there are Christians seeking God.